Sage Wanderer here, coming at you from my cabin down by the creek. So today I want to talk about a sensitive subject. I want to talk about the Epstein files, the controversy surrounding Donald Trump's recent statements concerning this, Pam Bondi, all of that. Also want to kind of touch on the P. Diddy trial and what did and didn't happen there, and talk about some of these videos that have to be out there that involve famous people in some nefarious behavior. And I want to talk about the 2-minute video. If you're a fan of the channel, you know that I've been talking about this for many years. And we're also going to weave some AI discussion in there as well. But before we get started down this rabbit hole, I want to encourage all of you to support this channel. This channel is funded exclusively by viewers like you. If it wasn't for your kind donations, this channel would cease to exist. I do kind of have to throw up the bat signal right now and say that I'm as close to being out of business here as I've probably ever been in the last 3 years. And it's been 3 years since things have been this tight. Donations are down. Don't really understand why. But nonetheless, it's your donations that keep this channel funded, keep my lights on here in the cabin, buy me the time it takes to do the research and look deeply into these stories that I share with you, and also the theological and religious spiritual stuff that I share with you on Sundays as well. And so if you're a fan of the channel, please consider becoming a financial contributor through the links in the description below. I don't have any sponsors. Y'all are sponsors of the channel, so consider sponsoring me to keep these videos coming your way through the links in the description below to Cash App and to PayPal and to my post office box. Okay, so there's been this big discussion about Trump's recent statements concerning the Epstein files. Now, we all know that before the election, Trump was in favor of releasing the Epstein files, okay? Many of the people that work for him that are in his cabinet and in the FBI were big proponents of releasing the Epstein files, whatever that means. And there was also kind of a bait and switch thing that happened early on when Pam Bondi brought several of these influencers from YouTube, people kind of like me, who have talked about this subject in the past and have been calling for transparency when it comes to what went on in the investigation and in Ghislaine Maxwell's trial concerning this child trafficking case. And that many of these influencers were pushing towards transparency, demanding transparency, believing that we would finally get transparency out of the Trump administration on some of these topics, not just the Epstein files, not just the Diddy videos, not just the those things, but also, JFK, RFK, right, in his assassination, Martin Luther King, 9/11, a lot of this stuff, weapons of mass destruction, these things where we believe that we have been intentionally deceived by the government. We blamed the deep state for this. And so in an effort to prove to the American people that they were going to do this transparency, Pam Bondi brought several of these influencers in and gave them a package that was supposed to be the Epstein files, when really it was just heavily redacted information that was already available on the web. And so it looked like a publicity stunt, kind of backfired on them because there was no there there. They really didn't release anything. They didn't give us any new information on this topic. And so in recent days, Donald Trump has come out and said that anybody who wants this information released is a bad person. He's called several of us, all of us who want transparency, all of us who want to know what's really going on in this case, what's been hidden from us to come into the public eye. He called us all bad people. He said that we've been duped by Comey and by Obama and Biden, and that there is no list of clients. There is no facts to be revealed. If that's the case, Mr. President, then you should pardon Ghislaine Maxwell right now, because she's in prison over things that you say don't exist, right? It's been proven in a court of law that she's guilty of trafficking these minors, and she didn't traffic them to nobody. But there's another villain in this: the people who partook in this behavior with these young underage girls. These people that are in these videos that Pam Bondi herself, in hidden camera expose by Project Veritas, they've got her saying on camera that there are thousands of Epstein videos featuring underage girls. Well, they're not in those videos alone, right? We want to know who the clients were. We want to know whose participation makes this kind of illegal criminal behavior possible. Like, who are these girls? Who are these girls being trafficked to, right? We also have the same sort of thing coming out of the P. Diddy trial. Apparently, there were supposed to be thousands of hours of surveillance video, hidden camera video of these freak-offs that this rapper hosted famous people, influential people, world leaders, movie stars, music performers, right, politicians, and these and even holy men like T.D. Jakes were named in this. And these videos were supposed to be, at least to some degree, made public so we know who's on them. I think the American people, and I can say this for both sides of the aisle, the American people are really tired of people in power engaging in clearly despicable and criminal behavior and then covering it up and everybody helping them cover it up. We want transparency. We want to know what criminal, disgusting things you people are doing and claiming you're not, right? And so this leads me also to this concept of a 2-minute video. If you're a fan of the channel, you know that I had a dream many years ago. I think it's been 7-8 years ago, that there was a video that was released. Now, at the time I had this dream, AI and what then we were calling deep fake videos, and now we understand that deep fake videos are currently made possible through artificial intelligence. And that in my dream I had, even way back then when this stuff was not actually a thing yet, like artificial intelligence, deep fake videos were not common 8 years ago when I had this dream. But I dreamed that a famous person, a political figure, was featured in one of these videos that was leaked to the public. And in the video, I got to make a point here that the underage person was blurred out. The sex acts themselves were blurred out. All you could see was the identity of the important person in the video, and you got enough that wasn't blurred out to understand what was happening clearly, that something was going on with someone who appeared to be very young and potentially underage. And that this video was a point of massive controversy. So you have one side of the people who saw the 2-minute video. Once again, this is a dream I had 8 years ago. That one side claims that that's a deep fake video, something we didn't really even understand 8 years ago, but now is everywhere. And the other side claimed, no, this is a real video, and your guy or girl, your person, is in this video. And you need to admit that this person is dirty and they did this thing. And the other side saying, no, this is fake news. This is a fake video. So now, having said that, AI has come so far. We've come so far in recent years with this technology. Now it's everywhere. How many of you have seen the Bigfoot videos? Right? We got Bigfoot's vlog, his video diary. And this is AI generated images. This is artificial intelligence. Now, one thing I find very interesting when I dig deeply into this topic of artificial intelligence and the effect on social media, that these images are indistinguishable from reality, that there are many new stars on YouTube and TikTok who aren't actually human beings. They're artificially intelligent, AI-generated images. They appear to be very human-like. In the very first round we had in this last year, one of the ways that you could tell that you were not looking at an actual person like me speaking, but somebody else, is that they didn't blink. The early AI, but that got out, and they changed that up. So now artificial intelligence blink. Another thing though was some of the emotion seemed not right, and they're working on that as well, getting it to where it's indistinguishable from a human being. And there are plenty of my friends who broadcast these videos or share these videos on their platform, on their Facebook or on their YouTube channel, and they think that they're distributing a human commentator. And I know for a fact, because I've been following this, that many of these humans aren't humans at all. I was here before all that. I'm as human as they come. Pull on my beard, it's real. Right? I blink all the time. Not only that, I make mistakes. So how can you tell anymore if the video you're looking at's even real? So let's say somebody does get their hands on a famous person or a movie star or a political figure from the Epstein files, from these thousands of videos that Pam Bondi herself said exists, right? And they don't just have Jeffrey Epstein in them, right? They have other clients, right? They didn't convict Ghislaine Maxwell for nothing, right? They convicted her based on evidence that they refused to release. That's really what the Epstein files are, is the evidence from the Ghislaine Maxwell trial that's been redacted, that's been hidden, that's been covered up. And they know, they being the government, they, the prosecutors, they, the people in the FBI, they know who the clients are. They know that there's movie stars, music stars, political figures, famous people from around the world, world leaders, right? They know that there's video of Prince Andrew involved in this, right? That was one of the big things even before Epstein ended up committing self-harm. And where's the missing video there? Over a minute? I hear that there's 3 minutes missing. Experts have looked at the jailhouse video of Epstein, and they say that it's been edited. They just don't know what has been changed, right? So there's been a cover-up for a long time. But one of the main things that's been a real bone of contention and a point of embarrassment for the royal family is Prince Andrew's involvement in this. I have heard her testimony, a grown woman now who says that she was trafficked to Prince Andrew when she was 15 years old. And there's pictures of her with Prince Andrew, right? When she was 15 years old. So we know this person is telling the truth. They just don't want any hard evidence to be surfaced. They can't stand the idea of a video existing that might have these famous people. They can't stand the idea of somebody like T.D. Jakes who might show up in a video from a freak-off party at Diddy's. And that these videos they're being deleted, they're being covered up, they're being buried. They're going to start telling you they don't exist, even though we know that they do. And I hate to say that Trump is involved in suppressing this. Hey, maybe it's some kind of, 4D, 3D, 4D, 6D, 7D, I don't know, double D, chess that he's playing here. But right now, it just looks like a good old-fashioned cover-up. Move along. There's nothing here to see. There is no client list. There are no Epstein files. This is made up by the deep state. This is made up by these other people. Who's he protecting? Now, the left is all suddenly release the Epstein file camp because they believe that this cover-up that Trump looks like he's involved in on this is because he is in those videos. He's on the client list. He is at Epstein's island. And I actually find that difficult to believe just because of what I know about Trump's taste. Trump's like me. He likes women in their 30s, right? 40s, 50s. That's what if you were to look at what I prefer myself, is 35 to 65. That's my happy spot where I'm at in life. And that's kind of honestly where I've always been. When I was very young, I always tried to date older women. And so I have no interest in people of that age, right? Of that illegal age for certain. They're children to me. And I think that's probably Trump's taste as well. Now, having said that, he's surrounded by people who are very powerful, world leaders. I'm going to tell you right now, Israel is all up in this Jeffrey Epstein thing. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theories about him being involved with Mossad and the CIA using these videos as blackmail material, which wouldn't surprise me. I haven't seen any proof of it, but it wouldn't surprise me at all. But I will tell you this. We know this from the information that's already been released, that Ehud Barak, former prime minister of Israel, was on the planes, at the islands, at Epstein's house, in these files, all over the place. He's there everywhere. And I gotta say, I met Ehud Barak. I videotaped a lecture. I was standing as close to him as you can get with, and not have to get patted down by security, right? I literally had dinner with him at the same function. And I listened to this man speak candidly in a private setting. And I got to say, Ehud Barak is an evil man through and through. He has no conscience whatsoever. I heard him laugh about shooting people in the face, right? And that's not something you laugh about. That's not something, unless you got a screw loose. So just based on my interaction with Ehud Barak, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he's not as dirty as they come, right? And his involvement could drag in the entire Israeli government and all of their leadership. I think a lot of the stuff that we find reprehensible when it comes to underage girls is something that they being foreign dignitaries don't see the same way as the American people. A lot of them see that as okay. It's normal, right? They should be allowed to do that. Hey, they're the leaders of the world, right? And I think that some people like that may be who Trump is covering for, because he's gaslighting us. And, I think one of the mistakes that I make as a human is that I see somebody that I'm in good standing with, that I agree with, that I'm on the same side with, and I see them treating other people terribly, making fun of them, calling them names, being rude, right? Crawfishing and stabbing them in the back. And because they're on my side, I think, well, I'm glad he's on my side. He would never do that to me, right? But I often get the wake-up call, because if they'll do it to them, they'll do it to you, right? It's when the opportunity arises. And I feel like that's what we're seeing with Trump, right? We've seen him treat other people badly, right? And think he would never do that to us, his MAGA supporters, the people that laid our neck on the line for him, people that voted for him, campaigned for him, worked for him. And now he's basically calling us losers. Now he's saying we were duped by the deep state. Now he's saying that if you want transparency when it comes to these topics, if you want to find out who the actual villains are in all of this, that makes you a bad person. Move along now. There's nothing more to see, right? We have bigger fish to fry. Stop talking about it, to the point where several big-time YouTubers were approached by people in the Donald Trump camp, and some of them by Trump himself, saying, shut up and stop talking about the Epstein thing. Now, I don't believe the leftists and their theories. I don't believe that he's doing that to cover his own back, right? I think he's protecting people who are powerful, people who he needs to keep in good favor with, people that he doesn't have the power to punish, right? And needs the cooperation of to get things done. If there's any 3D or 4D chess going on, it's just the straight up, good old fashioned Bubba system. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Good old boy club. We'll look the other way on your dirt as long as you help us out in this other area. And that's what's happening. But there's this big push now coming from certain members in Congress on both sides of the aisle to bring this information to public light. And I think if there is video of somebody influential or powerful, a king, a former president, former vice president, a senator, senators, congresspeople, movie stars who are in these videos in compromised situations, doing things that are either illegal or completely reprehensible, right, and disgusting, that if there is any video, it's probably somebody's going to leak it. Somebody's going to find a way to leak it. If this stuff does exist, if there is a cover up, it's getting to the point now to where I think it's inevitable that one of these videos with some of the faces blurred out and so just enough not blurred out so you can see that something nefarious is going on there, right? A la the 2-minute video. I think the 2-minute video might very well get released. Then the big question is, with AI like it is, if Bigfoot can have a discussion with you, right? If the stuff that you see in these Facebook videos and YouTube videos that are AI generated, right, where somebody just types in the information and they write the product, and then this talking head, this computerized digital robot, fake human can deliver this stuff to the point where you think you're talking to your best friend? How can we trust any video? The 2-minute video scenario has never been more ripe and possible than right now. That we very well might see a video get released with somebody important in it, maybe your favorite politician, maybe your favorite movie star, maybe your favorite preacher, right? And those that want to believe it's real will believe it's real, and those who do not will believe that it's AI. Because AI has become indistinguishable. You can't tell the difference. That talking Bigfoot looks real as can be, right? I'll never be able to look at a video or photograph taken in the wilderness of a potential Bigfoot and not think about, well, we got a talking Bigfoot. What makes you think this is real? You literally are in this position now in this world where you cannot believe your eyes. You can't believe what you're seeing. What are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes, right? That used to mean something. Now it's true, right? Are there videos with famous people that could surface out of this Epstein thing, could surface out of this Diddy thing? If it's out there, it could be leaked, but it could also be faked. What do you know is even real anymore? It's very frustrating. It's a tricky time to be alive, right? That there used to be a saying, the camera don't lie. Yeah, it does now, right? And there's a lot of you yelling, moon landing, moon landing, moon landing, Stanley Kubrick, moon landing. It's like hecklefish, right? A lot of you out there are saying this has been happening all along, but now it's so easy anyone can do it, right? It's so easy a caveman can do it, that AI has changed everything. So what seemed like a far-fetched idea 8 years ago when I had this dream that a civil war could break out, that political upheaval could be caused from a video being released that some people say is faked and other people take as definitive proof that something nefarious has been going on. I mean, we know that these children have been compromised. We know that people are doing this, right? So what makes you think famous people aren't doing it? One thing I learned from my little brush with the the deal with the devil being offered to me is that rich and famous people believe that they have an entitled, they're entitled to do things that are illegal for us to do. They're entitled to do things that are inappropriate for us, but because they're a higher class people, because they're better than us, because they are who they are, they have a right to break the rules. The rules don't apply to them. This sociopathic concept that because they're rich or famous, they can do whatever they want is prevalent in them and has been. So yes, there's got to be real video. There has to be real evidence. There's a client list, or Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for nothing, right? Either they trafficked these kids to the rich and famous, or they didn't, right? And a judge and a jury said they did. And that's why Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison right now, volunteering to come to Congress and testify. Like, she wants to tell you who was on the list. She wants to tell you what she saw. She wants to come there and spill the beans because they put her in prison, and that was never supposed to happen. She was supposed to be protected, right? But they didn't. They put her in prison, would have offed her if it wasn't for who her father was. Her father was a very influential and powerful man in Great Britain. And of course, Epstein was just a joker, right? Disposable. So, you know, Jeffrey Epstein committed self-harm in that video that disappeared and then got edited, and we don't know. There was a video, there's not a video. They saw it, they didn't see it. Whatever. He ain't with us anymore. Ghislaine is. She's willing to spill the beans because she's doing prison time, and that was never supposed to happen. Don't you know who she is? She's one of them, right? Her daddy was one of them. Tell me what you think in the comments section. I hate to throw Trump under the bus. There are those that are saying that, okay, it's okay if Trump engages in a cover-up, if he decides that that's the best thing for the American people and the best thing to make America great again, that we should trust him. But that's kind of what the deep state's been trying to sell to us since the beginning of the Cold War, that we should believe their lies, we shouldn't ask any questions, we should just sign off on whatever story they tell us because it's the best thing for us. And if we knew the truth, we would agree with them. I'm in favor of transparency and letting the American people decide what they believe and don't believe, decide what's important and what isn't important. I don't think anyone should be the gatekeeper of information, right? Release the information. I don't expect it to be released. It might be leaked, and then can we believe if it's real or not? I don't know. It's enough to make you want to give up. But to give up is to give them license to do this to other little girls, to give them license to continue in this nefarious behavior, to continue being above the law because they're rich or famous or powerful or influential. Yeah, I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments section. I really made this video because I've gotten some emails from my people, and you all are frustrated that this has caused us somewhat of a split in the MAGA movement because we know when we're being lied to. We know when we're being gaslit. We know Trump's not a very good liar, and that's one of the things I like about him. But when he does it, you can tell. When he's telling you, move along, why are we even looking at this? Why do you even care about this? Don't we have the other things that we need to be dealing with? Which is probably true. But why are you saying that? Why? He ain't covering up for himself. I believe he's covering up for somebody powerful or several somebodies. People that he needs to get things done. I don't know. Point some fingers. Tell me what you think. Please don't shoot the messenger. I'm only reporting what I'm seeing out there, what I've discovered out there. And I did want to make the point that this is prime territory for that 2-minute video to surface. And it could be the thing that causes everything to explode. Tell me what you think in the comments section. Don't forget to support the channel, and we'll see you next time.